Well, hello there. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Eternal Idol Show. This week, I am going to do something a little different. I am going to not review just one, but I'm going to review two CDs this week. And this week, it's going to be the 10th studio album. That's what I'm going to start off with. This is episode 10 of the Eternal Idols with, if you listen to fools, the mob rules! Mob Rules, the 10th studio album from Black Sabbath, the second with Ronnie James Dio singing, and the first with Vinny Appice, or is it Vinny Appice, or Vinny Appice, or as my guitar player calls him, Vinny Applesauce. Either way, it's the drummer of Carmine, a peach, applesauce, and he replaced Bill Ward midway through the Heaven and Hell tour because Bill Ward left the tour due to, I believe it was either alcohol problems or he was just having a hard time on the road, or a combination of both. And then they went back in the studio, and before they did this album, actually, the movie Heavy Metal, the animated movie, asked Black Sabbath for a song, and they went in and they did a rough version of Mob Rules, sent it to them, not knowing that they were going to release that. They just sent it to them, say, hey, how do you think this sounds? Well, fix it up if you guys like it. They got it, they loved it, they put it as it was. So it's a different version on the soundtrack to Heavy Metal. Do I have that here? I think I do. Yes, I do. The Heavy Metal soundtrack, that's where you get your first taste of what's about to come to the 10th studio album. A rough version of Mob Rules, different than the album version. And you're probably listening to it right now in the background, see? Not probably, definitely, you're hearing it. And now let me talk about the album cover. The album cover's pretty wicked, man. It's like, I believe it was actually drawn before this album, and it was modified for it to say Black Sabbath and Mob Rules in the back. And I believe this was just a stain before. Now it's kind of like a devil face, a devil head. And down here, which I'll show you a picture of, it says Kill Ozzy. Now, a lot of people say it's just a chance. Some people say the band did it intentionally. The band, I believe, said they didn't do it intentionally, but that's just a picture, you know, it's kind of like subliminally in there, but somebody online took the liberty of coloring it in so you can make out how it says Kill Ozzy. This is what that looks like. Pretty fucked up, huh? Turn Up the Night, what a great fucking song. I mean, it's kind of like Neon Nights Part 2. It's kind of got the same vibe, the same opening, same crunchy intro chords, and but I think the guitars are much sicker on this song. I can't say it's a better song, but I can't say it's worse either. I love Turn Up the Night, man. Tony goes crazy. And I also like to add that I did see the Mob Rules tour as well. I'm a little foggy on the opening band. I think it was the Outlaws, but maybe I'm wrong. And I can tell you on that tour, they did not play Turn on the Night. And well, I'll go through the album of songs. They didn't play most of this album on that show. Actually, what they played was exactly what you see here on the Live Evil soundtracks. That's the tour I saw. But they did do other songs earlier in the tour where I heard it on the Live from Hammersmith CD. Anyway, that's Turn on the Night. Voodoo! God damn, this song is fucking evil. You know, when Dio joined the band, they became like really fucking evil. I mean, before then, they kind of like sang about the warnings of evil. Geezer would talk about, you know, like, oh, please God help me, and, you know, and After Forever was kind of like positive songs to show you about the warning of evil. But when Dio joined, it became like, you know, fucking join the evil, man. And Voodoo is a great example of it. The song Voodoo has like the line, bring me your children, they'll burn. you know, say you don't love me, you'll learn. You know, it's kind of like, I get it, like it's the devil talking to you saying, motherfucker, you better respect my ass, because I'm Satan. The sign of the Southern Cross. That's what I always thought the song was about, like an upside down cross, southern pointing down, but I found out much later it was actually about, I don't know what the hell it's about, but it's pretty evil. No, but I did hear something about like the Southern Cross is up in the sky, and you can see it if you live in Australia. You can look up in the sky and see the Southern Cross. This song was, along with Voodoo, was another song they played on the Mob Rules tour, and also on the Live Evil album. I love, this is like probably my second favorite song on the album. What is my first? Just stick around and see. But it is very close to being my first favorite song. I just love it. It's got that vibe, and you know, Dio just had a way, you know, with lyrics. I mean, it's much better than Lady Evil, but lyrics that kind of remind me, reminiscent of like a valley. You know, it's just, it's almost like, you know, this is where Evil Woman lives. You know, I don't know. I'm just babbling on. Sign of the Southern Cross, great song. E5150, weird instrumental bass effect, bow, bow. And forever I didn't know what the hell E5150 stand for, but God bless the internet, man. Black-Sabbath.com, in the fact section, it had the explanation of what E5150 really means. Okay, now let's start with the E, and then let's add 5, but no, not the number 5 in American terms, but the number 5 in Roman numeral. So that's an E and a 5 in Roman numeral, right? Now let's put the I alone. So that's E, 5, I, which, you know, 1 looks like an I. Now that leaves a 5 and a 0. Now, what is 50 in Roman numerals? An L, get it? Evil. That's what they said on there, but also they said they weren't quite sure, but it'd be pretty cool if that's what it meant. So pretty cool, huh? That's what E5150 means, evil. Alright, we already talked about the Mob Rules. This is the album version. What we played before, what you heard before was the heavy metal version from the soundtrack. This song is awesome, man, and this is a song I actually covered in my band, Thrash or Die. We actually sang this song. Country Girl, fell in love with a country girl. I love this song. This is like not my favorite song. You thought I was going to say this was my favorite song on the album. No, it's not my favorite song on the album, but it's damn close. Slipping away, well, you know, I would say, hey, that rhymed. Anyway, it's a great song. It's kind of like the walk away of Heaven and Hell, though it doesn't really stick out that much as a sore thumb, but it's kind of like a up-tempo song. My favorite part of the song is that bass solo in the middle. That's fucking wicked shit, man. Geezer rules. Falling Off the Edge of the World. Yes, this is my favorite track on the album. And no, they did not play this on the Mob Rules tour, which again bummed me out. And I don't think they played it at all on the Mob Rules tour, because I don't remember seeing it or hearing it on that Hammersmith show. But it is a great fucking song. I just love the way it starts, and it just gets so fucking heavy with that riff. And what's so fucking awesome is that they did fucking play it on the fucking Dio Years tour. When they played that fucking song, I was like, yes! So I did get to see him play that. It was fucking awesome. My favorite song off the album, Falling Off the Edge of the World. Love it. Over and over again, kind of a bluesy type thing. You know, kind of they ended it kind of Lonely is the Word, but Lonely is the Word wasn't that bluesy, it was more heavy, but this one's more bluesy, and then at the end, like Tony goes fucking apeshit on the guitar. I love this fucking song. I love this whole fucking album. This album, again, just like Heaven and Hell, it's perfection, but I would give Heaven and Hell a slight nod above it, but Mob Rules rules. E5150 is a little dragged out, but it's pretty cool, man. It sounds like, oh, I don't want to talk about E5150. I already talked about it. I already explained it. Anyway, this is the end of the Mob Rules, but I'm going to carry on now with the live album, Live Evil. Live Evil. This album, a lot of controversies behind this album here. Supposedly, you know, the band was already having problems by this time, and they had a producer that Tony and Geezer would come in and they would turn their bass and guitar up, and then, you know, then later on when they would leave, Ronnie and Vinny would come in and Ronnie would turn all the vocals up. I don't know if Vinny had any say. He probably left the drums as it was, but that, you know, kept going back and forth. So the story told. But later on, Dio did say that that was a bunch of bullshit, that the producer they had at the time was a severe alcoholic, and he was telling Tony and Geezer one thing and they believed it. And the album cover is pretty fucking cool itself. Like, you see all these characters in front of the ocean. Each character represents a song on here. Like, you see like the voodoo guy in the back representing voodoo, and also the guy in the straitjacket representing paranoid. The devil with his hands glowing, that's like NIB, and with the angel in back of him, that kind of, you know, the devil and the angel, that's Heaven and Hell. And right in the front holding the sword, that's the Neon Knight. And on the right hand side you see the Mob Rules guy with the whip, and behind him is War Pigs, and back there you see that guy in a cloak. I think that's kind of like, that represents the song Black Sabbath, and the dude back there flexing his muscles is Iron Man. And then you see the two kids that are in the water, like a rowing in the water. That represents Children of the Sea, but it also, if you look closely, these kids their boat is actually a coffin. So it represents both Children of the Sea and Children of the Grave. I guess I really don't know where Sign of the Southern Cross is. I think that one's missing on here. It probably has to do with the sky. I read somewhere the lightning you see there like represents the devil in some way. I don't know. Supposedly that's supposed to be the devil. And I think that does carry the whole track listing, except for Fluff, obviously, which is the outro. But every other song, that's a good question right there. If somebody out there knows where Sign of the Southern Cross is on this album cover, I believe it's probably in the sky, but I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. I think I named every other song except for Fluff, and obviously E5150, Evil, which I guess you can say is the devil too. During Heaven and Hell, you hear Ronnie say, not only is this being recorded live tonight, but it's also being filmed. Or maybe he said it vice versa. But the film never, for decades, I was like, I want to see this. I want to see the live, you know, the live video of the Mob Rules tour, or Live Evil Live. I wanted to see it. It never was released. And through the years, it got leaked. Some of the clips got leaked, and somebody up on YouTube even made a commercial for it saying like, coming soon. Well, that was like several years ago. Coming soon, my ass. Anyway, so this concludes my double shot with the fucking Mob Rules and the fucking Live Evil. I'll leave you with this. Your mom better bring condoms next time she comes over. I ran out.
It's the end of the